Welcome to Dollhouse Chef, a competitive cooking show for dolls brought to you by the Dollhouse Curator. Here's our host Leto with a recap of last week's premiere episode. Last week's challenge was the mystery box, and all 6 of our contestants set out to dazzle our judges with amazing entrees and dishes. But it was Spencer of the Gray team who caught the judges' attention and pulled out the first win. And it was also the Gray team that suffered its first loss, as it was Jane with her taco dish that did not wow the judges, and she was sent home. It is a tough road here in the Dollhouse Chef kitchen, and with 5 contestants remaining, we are definitely in for a delicious journey. This week, our contestants are going to be challenged in a whole different capacity. Our judges are now introducing our contestants to our pantry area. Each contestant will be given 90 seconds to go through and choose pantry ingredients that they are confident enough to believe that they can turn into a masterful dish for our judges. Our teams this week will also have an additional challenge that they will have to cope with, because here on Dollhouse Chef, we love to include additional items. So each team will have to produce 2 separate items, one that is sweet and one that is savory. And the teams must agree on the dishes before they are presented to the judges. Seems like the Gray team will have an easier decision knowing there's only 2 of them. However, our blue team with 3 contestants will have to decide the top 2 dishes that will be presented to the judges, and that 3rd contestant will not have a dish presented, therefore will automatically be put into the bottom of the pack. After a quick team powwow to decide whether they were going savory or sweet, our contestants descend on our pantry to get all of the ingredients that they're going to need to take on this pantry challenge. With only 90 minutes to pull off this savory sweet challenge, our contestants know that they have no time to waste. Each contestant instantly gets to work on preparing their meal for the judges and utilizing as many amazing ingredients as they can in hopes of being able to stay in the competition. With 15 minutes of time left, our contestants are working their hardest to get their final touches done on their meals for the judges. Each of them have worked diligently during this time frame to try to build as many impactful flavors as they can, as well as to create a dynamic presentation for their meal. At the end of our 90 minutes, the judges call utensils down. Were each of our 5 contestants able to create a delectable dish for our judges for this sweet and savory challenge? They were. However, based on the little niche that the judges put on, that only 2 dishes can be presented, the blue team, having 3 members, will have to decide who of their dishes will actually be presented to the judges. And after a heated discussion, it is determined that Camden and Lee will be successful in getting able to present to the judges, and only because Lee was the only member of the blue team to actually decide to make a sweet dish. First up at the judging table will be Spencer and AJ of the Gray team. These 2 collaborated well to create a sweet and savory dish for this challenge. Spencer creating a sushi dish, and then AJ following it up with a dynamic fruit-filled pie. And next up to be judged is our blue team, Lee and Camden. Lee presenting with a white strawberry cake, and Camden representing the blue team with a magnificent ramen bowl. Since Phoenix's dish was not picked to be presented to the judges, she is automatically in the bottom 2, and our judges step off to deliberate to see who will join her. Once deliberations are over, it is announced that the Gray team is once again on the top, with AJ's fruit pie taking the top spot. And joining Phoenix on the bottom will be Lee. His strawberry cake and lack of time management did not impress the judges, and Lee unfortunately was sent home. 5 contestants started this week, and now only 4 remain. Who will be the Dollhouse Chef? Coming up next week on Dollhouse Chef, our 4 contestants will be put to the paces in their first team challenge. When given 2 identical spaces, can these teams rise to the pop-up shop of greatness, or will they fall down to defeat? Join us next week to find out. Here on Dollhouse Chef, brought to you by the Dollhouse Curator in conjunction with Peace Theory Consulting.